My name is Michelle Farner, and I am with the Animal Food Science Department here at the university. And I have been running study abroads for several years. This particular one is to the Netherlands. So I have food culture and sustainability, water wheels and windmills in the Netherlands. So it's a food science 389 class. 3 credits. This class is quite interesting because we will meet for 2 hours every single week. And so we have a 2-hour lecture. You will meet your co-travelers. We will learn more about the Dutch culture. We will learn about food systems. We'll learn about technology. We will learn about sustainability and the government. We get a little into the history and the politics of the Netherlands, so we understand where we're going, why the cities might look the way that they look, and we will make cheese in our class. We will make cake. We'll have it focused around food, and we will eat a lot of food. So 2 hours every week for the entire semester, and then we get to go on to our travels at the end. Our trip starts in Amsterdam, and the country is so small that it's really nice to be able to travel within a 1-hour radius, and you get to see so much. So we will learn so much about the Dutch cheeses, the Dutch foods. We will get to travel to Aries University of Applied Science. We'll get to we will what's the word I'm looking for? We will meet Dutch students, and we will collaborate with them and hopefully have a group dinner with the Dutch students. What's really cool about that is in the past, when I've taken students abroad, they've gotten together with the Dutch students. They have become lifelong friends. It is seriously the coolest thing for me to see as the leader of the trip, to see those friendships develop, and they will actually bring you into their conversations. They won't be on their phones. They won't be in their electronics. They want to engage and have conversations. So that's probably one of the coolest parts, is being able to meet other university students who are studying the same things, going through some of the same issues, having the same concerns, and having lifelong friends afterwards. Well, a typical day would be that we would wake up early. We wake up early and we go to bed late. So we have a full day program, and sometimes you have some free time built in. We stay usually at a hotel where there's 2 people, sometimes 3 to a room, and breakfast is always provided. So the breakfast is always covered. And usually on the trips to the Netherlands, I've been able to include most other meals as well. And we have group dinners. So like I said before, you would hopefully have a group dinner with other students. And so I would really like to coordinate that. The last trip that I took to the Netherlands, we had a group lunch at Aries University. And so we had students that were actually going to be coming to the US, join our lunch. And so they actually had friends before they got here. And so that was pretty cool. Another thing that we do is I have taken students to a local butcher shop so that you could actually learn about a catering / butcher in the Netherlands, and learn about what they go through as a business and what they have to have inspected and different things that they have to do. So, and that's always neat, because then they actually will give us, well, during the dinner, they'll give us Dutch fare, so we get to taste different things. So that's always fun. So the Dutch are very family-oriented group, and so on the weekends, there is no work. They might have work in the facility, but it wouldn't be somebody leading us into a tour. And so on the weekends when we're there, we would tour the Anne Frank House, we would tour the Rijksmuseum, we would go to the Keukenhof Gardens, we would go to the Heineken experience. So there are other things that we would do besides just food focus. My favorite Dutch word is hello, because it's the same It's the same in the US. So I didn't have to learn a new word for hello. It's hello. But I do, however, love saying Gouda instead of Gouda, right? It's Gouda. So that's always fun. You have to say it the right way. Otherwise, if you go there to a cheese shop and you say, I'd like some Gouda, they will know exactly where you're from. I mean, it's very evident anyway when anyone from America walks into a store, they know exactly where you're from without even you talking. But then to say, I'd like some Gouda, you just don't do that. One of the most memorable things that happened on our trip. Well, first of all, the last time we went, we did bicycle 7 miles. So it was flat, so it may not seem like a long time to bicycle, but since the majority of students aren't on bicycles very often, or since middle school, it was somewhat challenging. And you know, part of the survey from the course was we should go to the gym every week together to practice. But one of the most memorable experiences I had was I had arranged a group dinner the night before we were leaving to go back to the US. And one of the students that came on the trip, great guy, little shaggy, big beard, okay, the entire trip. And then he comes into the group dinner, total transformation. He had went to a barber in the Netherlands and had like a makeover while he was there. And that was probably the coolest thing. That's what he decided to do on his free time. When we were there, we had free time before our group dinner. And I just think that was really cool. He felt comfortable enough to make an appointment to find a place, and he wanted to surprise the people when he got home. And so that was a pretty cool experience, just to see his transformation and his ease of travel and his comfort level, and having students just get that comfortableness while we travel. I just think it's a really cool thing. Another cool experience from this last trip, and this really surprised me, I took the students to an American, it was called the Netherlands American Cemetery from World War II. So it was very similar, much smaller obviously than Arlington Cemetery in Washington, D.C. But there are over 7,000 Americans buried in the Netherlands at this particular cemetery. And what was really cool to me was to see how much it moved the students to be there and to understand and to really embrace the fact that our country was there and helped with the war efforts of World War II, and that there are Americans still there. And so that was just really touching. Really cool. I would say that the Netherlands is probably one of the easiest places to travel to and to travel around. It's also extremely safe. So I feel very comfortable telling students to pair up with someone, go explore the city, go explore Amsterdam, go explore Utrecht, go explore on your own, and you'll be perfectly fine. They have a wonderful transportation system. Everyone speaks English. It's really easy to get around the city with the trams, trains, taxis. It's just a super fun place to go. And we see a lot of really neat things. I would say that the number one thing that I hear from students, the feedback that I receive when we return, is that the trip was absolutely life-changing. So it's not just about going on a trip, it's about a life-changing experience. And so to say it's a study abroad is true in a sense, but it's more than that. It is life-altering for a lot of these students, and they learn about themselves, they learn about different cultures, they learn about what they may want to focus on when they get back, the friendships that are developed, and even, distance makes the heart go fonder. That is even the case too, that even though some students might get homesick towards the end, they realize the importance of their friendships and their family at home. And so it is just truly um, a phenomenal experience. I can't even stress enough. And it's why I continue to do it. It's the reward of seeing those students and impacting their lives forever.